Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin, and today, as you can tell from the title, because it's always a big spoiler, so I guess it's a good thing because it brings you here. Anyway, I am doing my no makeup look, which is this look here on my face. But yeah, this is a really quick look to do, so I hope you enjoy, and let's just get started. So before doing your makeup, pretty much any time, you always want to prep the skin. So first of all, we've got moisturiser, which I just used Cetaphil, and then sunscreen. I've used Mecca Cosmetica SPF 50+, and then lip balm, which I just used Carmex. So that's already all done, and now we will jump into the actual makeup. For primer, I used the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur by Smashbox, which is a classic for a reason. It really works at keeping the makeup on. Oops, I just squirted a bunch on the floor. Yeah, so I go a little bit crazy with this, just because I want everywhere covered. I also just like the idea of having something between my base makeup and my skin. I mean, I already do have moisturizer and sunscreen, but let's just add a third layer. So just rub this in. Primer's pretty basic, so that's all done. Now, I know it's frustrating watching these videos when the people have really good skin and you have got like breakouts everywhere and you just know it's not going to work for you. My skin is pretty good at the moment. I've been working really hard on finding a good routine. If you want a skincare routine, let me know. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. I'm going to demonstrate on this tiny little bump I have here. It's a pimple that's going away, I think, on my nose. Normally I wouldn't bother for something like this small, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you guys how I cover up any little breakouts or anything if I had a few more. And what I use is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I use Light 2 Vanilla, and I actually put this under my tinted moisturiser, which I've just got a bit on my finger, and I literally tap it on, because then you don't have to blend it out as much, so you can keep it really high coverage. I am blending it a little bit, but also then I have the more glowy dewy finish of the tinted moisturizer on top of this concealer that doesn't have quite the same finish. So I get the really full coverage benefits of this, and then I have the nice finish over top. So I'll just tap it on like that, and that's pretty much gone. Yeah, it is pretty thick on there, but it will look fine under the next step. The Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer by NARS. I have Light Zero, I'm gonna butcher this, Terre Neuve, maybe Light Zero, that's the shade I have. So let's just get a bit. I would rather squirt a bit more out and have it on my hand to build up than not have enough. So about that much, might seem like a lot, but we'll just go with it. And then I get my good old beauty blender, which is nice and damp. Okay, get the hair out the way. Really should have tied this back, but it doesn't look as cute for the video. So I actually don't conceal my under eyes when I do this look. So I just put a little bit of tinted moisturizer, so it will cover up the dark circles a little bit, so they won't be as full on, but it's not a concealer, not brightening them, not completely getting rid of them, just making them not as dark. Let's just do this. This probably looks like a lot, but let's just go in and blend it out. Okay, the reason I don't conceal my under eyes is because I feel like having really bright under eyes or just no dark circles at all, I feel like that really gives away the fact that you're wearing makeup, because everyone has a little bit of darkness under their eyes or a little bit of redness or something. It's very rare. There are those blessed people, but most people will have something going on under their eyes. It won't be all the same color. Doing that was a big turning point for me for my no makeup look. And I'm just flipping it around just to go over the nose with the smaller end, and I still blend it in kind of like it's concealer. You might be able to see I've still got some bit of darkness peeking through, more just in the inner corner and this little bit here, but it's not as dark, so it's kind of that happy medium, I think. Okay, so that is all blended in. Now that's done, we move on to a little bit more concealing. This is my very well loved, as you can see, Maybelline Fit Me, and I have Fair Claire, and this one I feel like works really well with the color of this tinted moisturizer. Just looking at my face today, that little pimple, it's not nearly as bad as it was, but it's peeking through a little bit, so I'll just dab a tiny bit on there. Any other little spots I want to cover up, and I'll dot on a couple of other spots that I have. And I also just like to do around my nostrils because it always comes off. Bit there. I'm just going to do the other side, just because if I wear glasses, I tend to put a little bit of concealer along the sides of my nose, just so I have that extra layer, so if I take my glasses off, hopefully It hasn't rubbed off as much. I'm just gonna blend the rest out. So just pat that in with the beauty blender. So yeah, that's a bit better. So they're still covered up, not fully, like you can kind of see that one. And then if you can see, I've got a couple little marks up here. That's all fine to me because that makes it look more like skin when you can see a little bit of sun, something. Okay, next step, we'll add a little bit of contour. This is the Fenty Match 6 in Amber. I love this for a cream contour. And instead of going straight on, because it's quite thick, I kind of hold it on an angle and run it along like that. And we'll just blend that little guy in. That's weird, but okay. You want to make sure it's all blended all the way up in the hairline too. It's nice and blended in, really subtle. And that's pretty much all I do in terms of contouring. I don't bronze at all. And I would say with the contour, use a more cool toned shade. I mean, it does depend on your undertone, but if you're more on the pink side and you're using really orangey warm contour, it just won't look as natural. And then we have the blush, which I feel like really turns it into a no makeup look. I use Benny Tint. Mine is a little bit of a mess. I always spill it. I love this stuff. So pretty much everyone has a natural redness to their face. So I'm just swiping it along my cheeks. And I find Benetint really replicates that natural redness that you have. I don't do the apples of the cheek. I find it brings it too far down on my face. So I just kind of do it above my contour. Flick it on. Whatever's left, I'll put a little bit on my nose. And then a little bit just on my lips. Just going to do the nose first. If it's too strong, I'll use my beauty blender. And I'll quickly do the cheeks, and I'll just use my fingers because you don't want it to dry. Sorry if my camera just moves, but yeah, we're tapping that in. I feel like my nose looks so much brighter on the camera than it does in front of me right now. If it is too red, if it's not blending, I will just go over it with my beauty blender because it will have a bit of product left on it. That helps blend it out. And across the nose again. The reason I do the nose is most people have a little bit of redness on the nose, a little bit of sunburn, tan, something. Hopefully not sunburn because we're using our sunscreen, but most people have a bit of color on their nose. I think a really one-toned colored nose, does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like that also really shows that you're wearing makeup, so adding a little bit of color back into it really helps. I feel like that looks a little bit better. Not as strong, but there's still some redness. Depending on what you want, you could add a little bit more, which I might just do a smidge of. Got a nice natural little flush there. And then for highlight, can you guess it? It's another liquidy product. It is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. So I'll just pump some onto my hand. And I highly recommend the Becca liquid highlighters for any no makeup look because they're just really glowy. They don't really have any glitter or anything to them, which is what you want because it looks a lot more natural that way. Oh, and my shade, sorry, I use Pearl. Obviously, you need to get a shade that's going to suit your skin tone. If you have much more warmer golden skin, then maybe a gold tinted highlighter would work for you. If you're darker than me, such a bright white would really stand out on your skin. And I find this shade works really well. So I always do the tip of the nose. I guess that's a personal preference thing. Brow bone, and then a bit on the cupid's bow. That's probably too much, but I don't really care. And I'll put some of what's left just all up on those cheekbones because I love to glow. I don't know why. I could use my fingers, but I just prefer a beauty blender. So I'll start with the cupid's bow and then tip of the nose and down the bridge. Just continue to blend it all. Cool. Okay, so that's pretty much the face part done. Now what I'll do is a bit of powder. So I've got my Hourglass ambient lighting powder. I use Ethereal Light, which looks like this. These are really good powders because they aren't matte. They've got a little bit of a glow to them, a little bit of a sheen, and a little bit of color too. So I'm using a small Real Techniques setting brush. I know mine is so old. And I will just, first of all, just do a bit under my eyes, just like that. And then I'll also put some just kind of over my brows. I want to make sure my eyebrow pencil will be able to grip on, so it's better if it's got a powder and not just tinted moisturiser there. Now this next part is optional. It kind of depends on your skin type, how long you're wearing the face for, all that sort of thing. So I'll show you today. So sometimes I powder the whole face. So this is a Sigma large powder F30 brush. I will skip where the actual highlight is, just because I really want to keep that glowy, except I will do my nose because my nose does eat makeup. But yeah, I am skipping this region. This just depends. I think it looks good either way because this powder isn't matte. so it still looks really nice. And now onto brows. I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I use shade taupe. I kind of go back and forth between my brows, so I'll just start right in the middle just to fill any gaps, and then the other side, and then down to the tails. Going back and forth I find helps me keep them looking a little bit more similar. And now I'm doing my arches. It's hard, everyone's brows are different. Some people have a lot more sparse brows than me, some will have a lot fuller ones. I don't know, it's really hard to tell, but this is how I do it. Just back and forth, middle to tail, and then I flick up the front. Brows on. I feel like they're decent enough, nice and full. And I'm going to use the Benefit, oh my gosh, it's all come off, hold up. I just grabbed my backup one to show you, the Benefit Gimmie Brow in shade 3. But yes, my one has been well loved. I think a brow gel really helps add dimension and make your brows nice and fluffy, which looks more natural. So I'll just flick it up and flick it through. I like a tinted one because it will help with any gaps. Yes, that is brows. Brows is done. Then for mascara, I use Revlon Ultimate All-in-One. So I have black and brown, and as you'll see, it's not super lengthening, it's not super volumizing. Definitely gives them a boost, but still looks pretty natural. As you can see, the wand is nothing crazy or anything as well. So we just run that through. Bottom lashes is optional. I try to do really light because I just love doing my bottom lashes. You could totally skip it if you wanted to. Oh, that was a clump there. If it does come out a little bit clumpier, I'll just take a spoolie and kind of brush it. And then yeah, I think that makes a bit of a difference. All eyes and stuff done. All is left is lips, which I use. I love these. The Burt's Bees tinted lip balms. Red Dahlia is my favorite shade. Now, of course, as a lip balm, they won't last that long, but being a lip balm, they're so easy to reapply, and they're nice and moisturizing for your lips. So that is the Red Dahlia shade. I just think it's like a really vibrant version of my lips. Like I've just had water, I don't know, bitten into a watermelon. That's basically just water. And then that is pretty much the face that I do. And then I'll just add some setting spray, of course, Urban Decay All Nighter. And yeah, that is the whole look. Actually, let's just see if I turn off my light, if it looks a bit better. So yeah, that is the look. This is all natural lighting now. I have one of those mirrors that lights up, and that's how I was lighting my face, for those of you who are curious. I'll put the mirror down below if you want to check it out. This is the finished face. It normally takes me about 10 minutes to do, which is pretty good. I've got it pretty down pat. This is literally my go-to face, just for like work, uni, quickly going somewhere. Takes me like no time at all, and I'm really happy with it. I really hope you guys found this helpful, and I will have all the products I used in the description as well. Of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below if you just want to say hi or whatever you like. You can also let me know what else you want to see from me in the future. You can give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit the subscribe button down below to see more of me. You can also hit the notification bell so you're always notified when I upload. And if you want, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at booitscaitlin on everywhere. And I will leave links down below to that stuff too if you do want more of me, which I don't understand why you would, but thank you if you do. So I hope you all have a great day or night or whatever it is for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.